So this kind of went off the rails as well, similar to Meoshi's route, because we're not really doing the game, which is, which is fair because it helps the player not like reread the same events over and over again. That's nice at the very least. But let's see. So, but I guess if Wakasa's the traitor now, I guess it does spice some things up. But then Saki knows. I don't know how that. How does how's that work? Because she can obviously just say, "Oh, Wakasa's a traitor" and everything. But obviously, I think Hogstein wouldn't like that and probably just kill him. If Saki would just spill the beans right away. I don't know how it works. Because we just know that Wakasa, at this point, would just try to mess things up, right? I blinked slowly as it dawned on me that I was awake. Where am I? The ceiling looked familiar. I'm back at the hotel? There was a damp towel on my forehead. It didn't feel very cold, so it must have been there for a while. I turned my head to the side and saw Mai sitting in a chair near my elbow. Yeah, have you been taking care of me? I'm sure I did. I'm sorry I made you worry. She looked at me anxiously. I felt my forehead. It wasn't burning, so it looked like my fever had broken. Hey, do you know where everyone is right now? Huh? Already? The sun outside the window was bright, like when I was brought off the game. But she said everyone just left. Oh, okay, so they're doing the next game already. Don't tell me it's tomorrow, which is today, it's the next day. Really. I scrambled to get out of bed, but pain radiated across my back. Ow! It's okay, I'm alright. Oh yeah, I got hit by that alien. I carefully reached around to my back and felt a large bandage under my shirt. Someone looked at my injury. Weird that in this flashback, you kind of hear Hogstein's voice more clearly. Because obviously he's using some kind of filter, right, to mask his voice. But you can actually hear it better in this flashback for some reason. Or at least maybe I'm crazy. Hogstein said he has someone look at me if Wakasa agreed to his deal. Someone obviously has, so... Wakasa, are you really gonna do it? I grabbed my phone to check the time. Gosh, it's afternoon. The game's already started. There was an unread text message, but I didn't have time to deal with it. I carefully maneuvered myself out of the bed as to not strain my back. You have now time to just look at the text message? I'm okay. Hey, do you want to go with me to visit Mitarashi? I hope you can tell me what happened after I got back to the hotel last night. Now I imagine the text message is just like her uncle, I guess. There's no point in looking at it right now. When we reached his room, I knocked on the door and no one answered. Is he asleep? I tried the doorknob, it turned easily in my hand. Oh, it's not locked. Hello, I'm coming in. The room was completely empty. I'm trying to think, which game was this one? Because I think it's the music one, right? After the spaceship one was the music one, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but I think it's that one. In that case, him being missing actually makes sense, because he often, at least in Shido's route, he went and rushed to that place. To like save the day or whatever. Though I guess he didn't do much. Did he do much? He did come by at the last second, I guess, but actually he didn't really contribute much. Like it wasn't him that won the game necessarily. It was mostly like Meoshi's like fans, of his blog that won the game. Anyway, looks like it, but he's still hurt. Where'd he go? He must have gone after the others. Though I guess also, well, when you think about it, Mitarashi did give us some insight, of the bus accident a little bit, At least there's that. Character development from Wakasa as well, in that particular route. Anyway, Little Bay had left us, and then both Mitarashi and I were injured, so we had to stay here. Knowing him, he probably felt he couldn't rest when he left the team with so many players. The Wakasa could be trying to betray them too. Oh, this is bad. I tried to reach Wakasa on his cell. No answer. Oh wait, Hogstein added a rule that we said we can't contact each other anymore. I wouldn't be able to reach anyone until the game was over. What should I do? He might really trick them. But Count had convinced Wakasa that his betrayal wouldn't make much of a difference in the end. But when there were lives on the stake, or lives on the line, rather. Oh, lives at stake? Lives on the line? Similar phrase. Who knew what could happen? What if they get in trouble? They better not get hurt because of that deal he made to save me. My back was still a mass of pain, but I couldn't just wait and do nothing. I have to find them. If Wakasa really was going to betray everyone for me, I had to stop him. Hey, Mai.
Nani?
I'm going outside for a while. I'm gonna need you to be a good girl and stay in the hotel.
大丈夫？すごい怪我してるってパパが言ってたよ。
Yeah, my fever went down and my back doesn't hurt much anymore. I'll be alright. It actually does remind me, yeah, didn't Mitarashi kind of leave Mai all alone in the hotel? It's not very responsible, but I guess, that's the least of everyone's worries. Like babysitting Mai at this point. So could you wait here with the piglets?
マイ、ちゃんとお留守番できるよ。
Which reminds me, well, if all I'm saying is that if I was Hogstein, and Mitarashi was, or whoever was breaking the rules a little bit, I should probably take the hostage of a little girl in the hotel that everyone left alone with a bunch of my minions. Is all I'm saying. If I was really evil, I could probably just take her hostage. Anyway, she looked at me, a little frown creasing her forehead, but nodded. Thank you. I promise I'll be back soon.
気をつけてね。
I will. I should check the lobby first. I'll say the hobby? No, the lobby. As soon as I entered, I ran to the nearest piglet. Excuse me. It looked surprised to see me. It began gesturing, and my guess was that it was asking how I was feeling. I'm good now, thanks for asking. It seemed relieved. For some reason, it's worried about me, even though it follows Hogstein's orders. Is the hotel still at the dock? It gestured wildly some more, trying to communicate. I'm not sure I'm getting this right, but are you saying it's about to depart? The piglet gave a big nod. Oh, thank you. I might make it if I hurry. Halfway out the door, I skidded to a stop as I remembered. Oh, Mai's in Mitarashi's room. Could you please keep an eye on her until we get back? The piglet nodded agreement. I felt better now. I knew she'd be taken care of. Okay, I guess the piglet take care of it. Though, I mean, we know they're hypnotized and everything, so they're just really just normal people, I guess. I don't know. But at the same time, Hogstein does control them anyway, so I don't know if it matters if they're like normal people. I have to get off the ship before it leaves. Which, by the way, I don't know, I guess it's not that big of a deal, but I'm kind of disappointed that they were simply hypnotized. Because I feel like the implication, when you interact with any of the piglets, the implication was that they weren't really evil people, They just seemed mostly normal, except they didn't talk, I guess. So I just assumed that was kind of like a blackmail situation, where they're mostly just good people, but they're just forced into a bad situation where they have to follow Hogstein's orders in order to, not suffer his punishment or whatever. But actually, they were just hypnotized, so that's just the answer. They were just hypnotized, they're just hypnosis, just magic, don't worry about it, I guess. Kind of a letdown, but that's fine, whatever. It's not really a big part of the mystery anyway. It's just like a justification for having like a bunch of people, set everything up for Hogstein. I reached the ramp right as the ship started pulling away, so I ran down it quickly. I've been in such a hurry, I've forgotten to ask where the game was even happening. Oh, jeez. What should I do now? Maybe I'll try going to the plaza first. Oh, wow. My route took me past the site where the bloodstained hospital used to be. The explosion had been so huge the entire building was destroyed, only a large crater was left. It's a miracle no one died in this. We were really lucky. If Wakasa's betrayal causes something like this... The words echoed in the empty space and I shivered. I need to find them fast. Ow! My back twinged when I tried to speak. I was still rather wobbly at my feet too. I didn't have time to be concerned. Oh, that's right. I had a new text message. I checked my phone as I kept walking. Now we check. It's from my uncle. Okay, same old, same message. Again, this doesn't really help me, uncle. These are just platitudes. It's not very practical for me, you know?
そして支えられた分だけ仲間を支えればきっと大きなことが成し遂げられるはずだ頑張れいつでも応援している
Oh. His words made my heart feel light. I chanted them over and over like a prayer as I rushed toward the plaza. I pushed myself as hard as I could, my back burning the whole time. No one's here. I knew it. I looked at the map of the park to see if I could figure out where everyone's... I can't speak anymore. I could figure out where everyone may have gone. Making weird noises. My mouth is getting tired from reading. Gotta do mouth exercises. Anyway, stop being weirdo. We've already gone through Samurai Fantasy and Alice Card. Then there was Bloodstained Hospital and Moonlight Arts. There's only three places left. I studied the remaining attractions. Bizarre Planet, Band Animal Family, and something called Roundtable Coliseum Nights 4. I guess, yeah, well, no, it wasn't the animal thing, it was Bizarre Planet, actually, which is weird, okay? Weird, actually. Because, yeah, Mitarashi only goes, at least in Shido's route, he only, goes up to them in the rhythm game, right? But I guess he goes early this time? I guess maybe because Saki was at the hotel, and that's why he thought to himself that he had to go anyway, because there's less people and everything. Maybe that's why. Which one is it? If I pick the wrong one, I'll have to backtrack. I don't have a lot of energy right now. Shoot, I should have asked that piglet in the lobby. I ran out so fast, I only remembered to make sure Mai was looked after. It probably knew something. I should have asked. Piglets. Wait a second. Okay, explosive insight. Where could everyone be? They wouldn't be at the restaurant, so they must be in the middle of the game. We usually go to the restaurant for dinner every night. It's the 5th day, we almost made it to the end. I just don't know, I might have to check every attraction we haven't completed. We still have 3 more attractions to beat. We only got to each attraction once, and they aren't reused on a later day. But I might run out of time that way. I wish there was a clue somewhere. I want to say it's Bad Animal Family. If only we were allowed to call each other during the game. I might put everyone's life in danger if I break the rules. I really should have asked the piglet in the lobby of the hotel. There's always at least one in the lobby, but who knows if it's the same one. The hotel's probably long gone now. Where should I go? I mean... probably the restaurant, because that should be where a piglet would be, right? If we don't know which one to go, instead of taking chances, we should probably ask the piglet, because there should be one at the restaurant, right? I don't know. I'll just pick clue and call each other just in case. And I could be wrong. I never got a game over for the explosive insight for a while now. I remember getting a few in the beginning. That's right. There should be some piglets in the restaurant. Okay, so I was right. Maybe one of them knows. I'll get an answer quicker than there if I just guess myself. I need to hurry. Luckily, the restaurant was actually open. I eagerly stepped inside. Let me just order some food while I'm here. No. Now, I imagine we're quite hungry after sleeping all day with like a fever. Probably eat something. Someone was already there, wolfing down food at the table at the far end. Oh, what? Ooh. Oh, okay. Mitarashi didn't rush into the game. He just wanted to grab some grub. That's what he wanted. Mitarashi.
どうしたこんなところでお前怪我して寝込んでるんじゃなかったか
Not one to stand on manners, he continued to devour the pile of food on his plate. I could say the same to you. Why are you here eating all that by yourself when you should be on the ship? Actually, yeah, it reminds me, actually. That's what he said before when he rushed in to go inside the game, you know, when he was left behind. He did say that in order to regain his energy, he just ate a bunch of stuff, you know? It's exactly what he's doing. Everyone else is out risking their lives in the game. Does he not realize that?
いや一度はゲーム不参加って決めたんだがよやっぱりいても立ってもいられなくてここまで来たんだだがな今からゲームに参加しても怪我人の俺にできることなんざ限られてる
I guess he's also
浦部の行方を探そうと思って
he's also looking for Urube? Well, it was funny because Urube, at least if this is the same, you know, situation, Urube is actually at the Bizarre Planet. You know, he's being held hostage in like a weird merchant game. Do you know where he might be?
お前は知らないだろうが昨日の夜シドたちが広場で浦部の持ってた地図を見つけたんだもしかしたらあいつはワールドブーに捕まってるのかもしれねえ
I did sleep a long time. I understood why he left the hotel now, but one thing still bugged me. So, then why are you eating here?
お今の俺に一番必要なのは体力の回復だからなそれでここで飯を食ってたってわけだ
Gotta eat. His chest puffed out and he gave a cocky grin. Oh, I see. I shouldn't have expected anything different from him.
でお前はなんで出てきちまったんだ体の方はもういいのか
I think my fever broke, so I'm doing better. Do you know where the others are?
あいつらならバザールプラネットに向かったぜ
Okay, well, that helps. I guess we don't have to ask a pig, they just ask him directly. Really?
あいつらの後を追って広場に行ったらちょうど移動するところだったからなあいつらには俺が浦部を探すってことは伝えてある
Thank you. I had expected to find out so much when I came here. I spun around toward the exit.
おいそんなに慌ててどうしたんだ
I'm sorry, I'll explain later. You know, can't exactly say it now because it'd be kind of awkward by saying like, "Oh, Wakasa's a traitor, by the way." I ran to the door with a backward glance. I had to hurry. I wonder which store they're in. I went as fast as I could, but I was still weak. It had taken longer than I'd hoped to get to a Bizarre Planet. Each step jarred my back and the pain got more intense. I have to find them as soon as possible. Wakasa agreed to be a traitor so that Hogstein would give me treatment. What if he really does betray them, and they die in an explosion because they failed a game? In that case, we're gonna die too, because we're in Bizarre Planet. Horrible scenarios tumbled through my head. I need to hurry. I quickly glanced in every store I passed. They all seemed closed and no one was around. Where are they? A piglet. I spotted one standing guard from the store down ahead. They must be there. I hurried over to it. Hi, is the game going on inside? It shook its head and spread its arms wide in an attempt to block the door. Please let me in. It made a hushing motion with his hand. I need to be quiet? It nodded and pointed inside. Oh, there they are. I saw Wakasa and the others discussing something some distance from the door. I was right. I strained to hear what they were saying.
さて、なんとかこの2つに候補が絞れたな。
こっちだよ。間違いなくこっちが1万円だと思う。
He sounds excited.
なんだ、お前さんずいぶん自信ありげだな。これが最後のチャンスなんだ。もう少し慎重に考えるべきじゃないか。
そんなこと言うけど、2人ともこういう女の子向けグッズの値段の感覚全然ないじゃない。こういうのは僕に任せてよ。
Wakasa kept pushing them to agree with him. They seemed like they needed to guess the correct price of a certain item to win the game. Okay, so they're still doing the first part of that game.
若狭君、何かおかしくない？そんなことないよ。何言ってんの、三好さん。絶対にこれが1万円。間違いないよ。
He picked up the item he'd chosen. Huh? The object he held in his hand was a small pouch with an image of Hogstein on the front. That's the wrong one. That's 10,000. Maybe more than 2,000 or 3,000. No one can tell that he's lying? I tried to duck past the piglet at the door, but it firmly grabbed my arm as I moved forward. Now let me go, I need to be in there. All I got was a shaking head in reply.
もう置くからね。
If no one stopped him, they failed the game. Why won't they let me in? I don't understand. You know everyone's lives are in danger, Wakasa. Hey. I wonder, should I trust him or? Because well, he knows he's a traitor, but then you know if he does the wrong thing, everyone explodes, including himself. So like, why is he so hell bent on pretending that's the right item when it's not? I don't know. Why are you lying at such a crucial moment? I did save, right? Because I wonder, maybe if you just watch, actually... I'm gonna yell. I want to see what happens. Yell at the piglet. Just across the, like, beyond the wall. He jerked, dropping the pouch. Oops. Did he drop it on the tray? Or, oh, okay, he didn't drop it on the tray. Everyone inside swiftly turned my direction. I had to tell you something. I stepped through the doorway, barely looking at the startled piglet who had fallen over in surprise. Wakasa, please stop this. You don't have to betray everyone. His shoulders slumped and he looked down at the floor. Kinda blew his cover now, though, Saki. We were getting blank looks all around. No one but us knew what was going on. That's, Several piglets rushed into the store before I could explain. Wakasa were surrounded and cut off from the others. Yeah, this is gonna make Hogstein angry and therefore just murder him or something. Hogstein. His voice was so loud it bounced off the walls. Cheeto looked stunned. Glancing around, everyone else seemed to be the same. He didn't want to. Save data. Please forgive him, or he did it for me. I mean, I feel like the correct thing is just to straight up say, don't know, like, being around the bush. He did it for me! He was doing it because of me.
Saki-chan.
After I got hurt yesterday, he made a deal with Hogstein. He had to betray you to get treatment for me. なんだと?
ゲームオーバーになったのに何事もなく戻ってきておかしいとは思ったがそういうことだったのか
There were nods all around. They all seemed to understand.
たとえそうだとしてもみんなを裏切るって決めたのは僕自身だから僕が悪いんだ
I wonder what happens. I'll probably just get game over. You know, what happens if you just, instead of being angry and yelling, you would just watch? If you just watch, I guess Wakasa would just kill himself? which is not great. Maybe he was just thinking that, you know, Saki would be safe, actually. He was thinking that Saki would still be on the ship, so if he dies, like, whatever, at least Saki's alive, is the idea, I guess. Quite extreme, I feel like. So I guess, yeah, like, again, if you lose the game, everyone blows up, you know? It's like, I don't think it's a good idea. Even if you are the traitor, you'll just end up blowing yourself up. So instead, assuming he cares about his own life, even if you are betraying everyone, you shouldn't just... If it's the last thing you do that will lose the game, maybe you shouldn't do it. I don't know. But again, I guess it depends on what Hogstein wanted. I don't know what his restrictions were in terms of like pretending to be the traitor or whatever. Don't blame yourself.
その通りだ。お前さんが取引をしなけりゃ、お嬢ちゃんの命が危なかったかもしれないんだしな。
He placed his hand on Wakasa's shoulder, squeezing it reassuringly. The piglets quickly closed in and dove at us. Ah! Before we even had a chance to blink, they lifted us up onto their shoulders. Shido tried to go after us. Wakasa and I struggled, but it was hopeless. The others could only watch as they carried us away. Guess we're dead. They're gonna throw us into the ocean and we drown. The piglets reached the plaza with us still slung over their shoulders. Please let us go. He flailed his arms and legs trying to loosen the hold they had on him, but they quickly restrained him. In perfect step, they steadfastly ignored our pleas. Our final destination was Castle Hogstein. Ow! The piglets practically dropped us at the base of the stairs before quickly disappearing. I raised my head to find Hogstein upon the throne. He was visibly quivering with suppressed rage. Hogstein. No. Exactly, what was the point? As he kills us both and then we both die. Huh? My breath itched. Wait, he had to agree to that? Okay, so that is what happened. The innocent, confused expression on the Count's face didn't fool me. Man, what a sneak. He tricked Wakasa. You know, that's why you gotta look at the fine print of a contract. I opened my mouth, but then Wakasa stood up in front of me. He spread his arms like he was trying to be a wall. His eyes narrowed and he slowly stood up from the throne. I have to do something or he's gonna kill him. Without thinking, I grabbed onto Wakasa, determined to hold on. I glared as hard as I could. You're not doing anything to him. I'll stop you. I mean, I don't know what you two are gonna do. His arms went around me just as tight. Our hearts racing, we clung to each other. fiercely staring the Count down. Okay. He seemed to look back and forth at us for a bit before suddenly collapsing back on the throne. Yeah, that is what it feels like. It's like a couple. It's like, with the power of love, we'll stand up against you. And then Hogstein just pulls out a AK-47 and starts blasting. No, huh? What does that mean? What is he gonna do? With a snap of his fingers, the piglets from earlier appeared and surrounded us. They wrapped a piece of fabric over our eyes and we were plunged into darkness. What are you doing to us? As soon as they finished, they hefted us on their shoulders again. Where are we going? Where are they taking us now? They should have just killed us and be done with it. They're playing in all these games. But I guess Hogstein loves games, that's why he's doing this in the first place. The world shifted and we were dumped onto a hard, cold floor. Oh, okay. We're here now? We're back at the Coliseum, which is, I guess, technically the first time in this route anyway. Our blindfolds were finally removed and the piglets left us. Wait, where are you going? None of them acted like they heard me. Jeez, they're ignoring me. We looked around the room. There was an illuminated round stage in the middle, the only thing you could see in the dark. In the center of the stage was a large blank screen. I have no idea. I hope so. We haven't heard an explosion, so maybe they're still playing. It's funny how, like, well, in some routes, it seems like everyone does fine without Saki, you know? Despite the fact that sometimes we do have this, like, explosive insight that helps everyone proceed through the game, but it also seems like in other parallel timelines, you know, I say timelines, it's not really, you know, it's not within the story, but I like to think of the routes as like timelines, in my head anyway. It seems like sometimes they just don't even need Saki. Why is Saki even here? You know? Anyway. So, to be fair, we do get game overs, however, you know, if we don't get it right, anytime we get like a chance to do like an insight gameplay thing, if we do fail, technically we just did get a game over. Everyone does explode, so I guess it's contrived, you know, in terms of whether or not Saki is actually a participant in the game. Whether or not everyone wins or not doesn't really matter necessarily. It's more about just telling the stories about these characters depending on who you get close to. It's obviously what the game is about, but anyway. I didn't have an answer. Neither of us could guess what the Count had in mind. So that's just what I was thinking, you know, whether or not Shido and the rest of his gang would be able to do the whole fish tank game, you know, without Saki. I imagine they would be able to, otherwise they explode and die, and usually I imagine this game, no one really dies, it seems. You know, this is not like super dark in the sense that people actually just, you know, die outside of a game over, I guess. Anyway, you seem to realize something. What is it? Yeah, this is probably big news. Nothing like this has ever happened before. Plus, I glanced at Wakasa's profile. He's a super popular singer. Everyone must be panicking. Nah, they just called in your stunt double. You know, just like someone who pretends to be you. No? Maybe not.
でもそうでもないかな。みんな僕のことなんてそんなに気にしてないかも。 最近仲悪かったし。
Your little boy band, members don't like you. Is that how it always is? Anytime there's like celebrities and like a band, they become famous or whatever. As it turns out, they're not as close as they thought because they're just using it because they're just doing the whole gig is like for money and fame more than anything else, not so much actual friendship. That sounds rough. No, did something happen? Did something happen? I shifted closer, watching his face carefully.
心配してくれるのなんだか嬉しいな。
Art bomb. Of course I am. I don't like seeing you look so lonely.
ありがとう。実はね、うまく笑えないんだ最近。
Not feeling the smiles. Not feeling the smiles. Why does that remind me of something? I can't pinpoint exactly what I'm thinking. So for some reason that sounds familiar. Like keeping up the smiles. I keep smiling or something. Well, actually, probably just in this game. Actually, I remember like his mother, said something like that, right? Also reminds me of something else though. I'm not sure. Anyway, feeling the... What are you talking about? Like what? You're bad at smiling? Is that even a thing?
そりゃあるよ。アイドルは笑顔が大事なんだから、いつだって魅力的な笑顔でいなくちゃいけないんだ。
Huh, yeah, you're right. I never thought about it before. Yeah, that's true. The whole point of being an idol, at least according to Japanese culture, or at least the subculture of like idols and everything, the whole point is to be happy, to make everyone else feel happy. You have to be the shining beacon of hope, and never show any sadness or ever like being a real human being. Because otherwise, that defeats the purpose of being an idol.
僕も笑顔には自信あったんだけど。
You don't now?
アイドルの仕事をしてると楽しくない時にだって無理やり笑わなくちゃいけないんだ。ファンの子たちは笑顔の僕を見て喜んでくれるけど、最近急にこんな嘘の笑顔でいいのかなって思っちゃって。
No one smiled all the time. I think it was stupid to think someone could. But that's what you're selling. That's the image you're selling as an idol, though. Again, it might be different from male idols. I'm more familiar with female idols, to be honest. Because I feel like it's much more popular. But it might be different. I don't know. I know K-pop idols are also a little bit different. I'm not sure. I'm more familiar with like J-pop, But even then, I'm not really much of an idol fan, to be honest. I just know a little bit about it. Pretending to smile. I just know how like,
作り笑顔もアイドルの仕事のうちなんだから割り切れって言うんだ。
how dark the idol industry is. It's like a very big contrast. Actually, it's interesting to me actually how big of a contrast it is. The actual idol industry and the image they're trying to sell. It's quite different. But anyway,
でもさ、変だよね。みんなを笑顔にしたくてアイドルになったのに、自分が心から笑えてないなんて。そんな風に思ってたら。 ますます笑うことができなくなっちゃって。このままだと僕アイドルをやめなきゃいけないかもしれない。
he brought this topic up before. Why was he so driven? Wakasa, why is it so important to you? You said before that you wanted to make people smile, and now you don't like having to pretend. Oh, now I remember. Oh, I think I know why this kind of feels familiar to me. The whole like smiling thing about the, trying to smile all the time even though it's fake. It reminds me of a character in another game. I never streamed it, but well, it's kind of a spoiler. But let's just say it reminds me of another character in a different visual novel, that has a very similar personality. It's kind of a spoiler to say who it is because that's kind of like the whole, backstory and everything. So I'm not going to say which character or which game, but let's just say, again, it reminds me of someone else. I turned toward him with a puzzled glance.
それはね、笑顔が一番っていうのが僕にとって一番大事な言葉だからなんだ。
What do you mean? He considered for a moment before responding.
僕ね、小さい時に命を助けてもらったことがあるんだ。
Yep. They did.
そう本当に小さな頃の話だから自分じゃ全然覚えてないんだけど、中学生になる前に母さんから教えてもらったんだ。僕の家は母一人子一人でね、母さんが女手一つでずっと育ててくれたんだけど、母さんが何かにつけてよく口にする言葉が笑顔が一番だったんだ。なんでいつもそう言うのって聞いたら教えてくれたんだ。それは僕を助けてくれた女の人の最後の言葉だったんだって。
Or rather, no, I'm mixing it up with. Well, I guess Wakasa's mother said that, but actually, the origin of that phrase came from Mitarashi's mother, right? I'm trying to remember exactly what happened. It was Mitarashi's mother that saved Wakasa in the bus accident, right? That's what happened. And of course, Wakasa, at least right now, doesn't know that it was Mitarashi, or Mitarashi's mother, rather, that said that. But anyway, her last words. So, what happened?
詳しいことは教えてくれなかったからわからないけど、僕に父さんがいないのもその時のことに関係があ
Okay,
る。
so he lost his dad in the bus accident.
そして僕を助けてくれた女の人はそれが原因で亡くなっちゃったんだって。だから母さんはその人のためにも笑顔が一番って言葉を大事にして生きてほしいって言ってた。今まで何気なく聞いてた母さんの口癖にそんな理由があったなんて、僕すごくびっくりしちゃって。
That's kind of weird, actually. You just quote it all the time. I guess maybe, without context, I guess it might sound weird, but maybe, she naturally fits it into the conversation, maybe. Rather just out of nowhere. I love it when kids smile, just in the morning, making breakfast. I love it, make you smile. I like making kids smile. She says it over and over again, like a mantra. No, I don't think she does it like that. Anyway. Then that's why you started singing, right? You wanted to make people smile. He nodded.
でも僕は今嘘の笑顔を振りまいてる。それって僕のことを助けてくれた女の人の思いを裏切ってるんじゃないかと思ったら、なんだかうまく笑えなくなっちゃって。
Shaking her head, shaking my head. What's the SMH, right? That's the acronym that a lot of people use. For the longest time, I never knew what SMH means, but I guess it's shaking my head.
テレビに出てもライブでも
I don't like acronyms. It's really
そのせいでメンバーたちとの仲もうまくいかなくなっちゃった。
it's really hard for me to know what the acronyms mean a lot of the time, especially on the internet. I don't know if it's just me, but I don't like acronyms because it can mean many things as well, It can also mean like a company's name or some other phrase. There's like multiple interpretations for like an acronym. If you don't know what the acronym means in the first place, you just wouldn't know. It kind of annoys me. Anyway.
歌うのは大好きなのに笑顔のことを意識しちゃうと大勢の前ではうまく声が出なくて、ライブの仕事ももう2回も休んでるんだ。
I gotta stop interrupting him, by the way. This is supposed to be like an emotional moment. It's supposed to be him like saying that, yes, I've been working so long in this career that actually I don't feel any passion from it anymore. The whole point of why I started singing was to, make other people smile. But now I don't feel like smiling myself. And what's the point? Is what he's trying to say, I guess. He looked down, hugging his knees. This was probably why he felt unable to continue. If you can't perform in front of people, if you can't smile, his career must be suffering.
だから今回のソロの仕事は気持ちを切り替えるいい機会だと思ってたんだけど、こんなことになっちゃった。
He turned to me with a helpless smile that only lifted one side of his mouth. I had no idea he was going through so much. His admission had caught me by surprise. He's always so cheerful, though he did scream like a girl when he was scared, which was often. I don't know why you just randomly bring that up, Saki. It's like insult him in your head. Randomly. He seemed so carefree, like a kid. Somehow, he hid his sad past and kept a positive attitude on life. But now I saw him, he was struggling. trying to live up to the standards he set for himself. I never thought he'd dealt with issues like that. Save. You make a million saves. I'm surprised, or you're so mature. I guess let's compliment him for, saying all that in the first place. You're pretty mature.
そうかな
Art. His cheeks were pink. Yeah, you've been through so much more than me. You're so driven while I still don't know what I'm doing.
大人だなんて言われたの初めてだよなんだか照れちゃうねなんだか君が相手だと気を使わなくていいからいろいろ喋れちゃうな
My eyes widen and I lean toward him. By the way, why are we here? We got blindfolded, and then Hogstein's gonna torture us to death and everything. Oh well, we're just gonna have a touching moment before we all die, I guess. My eyes widen and I lean toward him. Gosh, I know what you mean. I don't know what to do around the others. They're all so different from me.
そうそう共通の話題なんかも別にないしさ
You read my mind. We looked at each other, then burst into giggles. It was ironic because, it's like as Saki, we can definitely just choose whoever husbando we want to be with. No more heartwarming moments. Time to die now. Hogstein's voice reverberated through the empty room. Huh? That's not... We weren't. My face was on fire. I could see Wakasa out of the corner of my eye, as flushed as I felt. Really? They did finish it without my help at all. Makes Saki feel kind of useless. Because that one time they needed Saki's help, but now they didn't. I don't know.
Surprise って僕たちを明日の人質に使うつもり
What does he mean by that? Because, well, the Bizarre Planet one, at least in Shido's route, was when Urube was caught hostage. So maybe that's the difference, Maybe in this timeline, in this route, Urube... Was it Urube? That's his name, right? The fortune teller? He wasn't caught yet. So he wasn't used as a hostage, and therefore the game was a bit easier, maybe? But now he did catch one. He did catch Urube. So he'll be used as a hostage in the next one, which I guess is the rhythm music game? Which is weird. I wonder how he's gonna use that as like leverage to like make everyone, I guess, have a higher stakes or whatever, like the rules might change. I don't know. Guess we'll see. A big one? Wait, that would be... You mean Mitarashi, don't you? Oh, Mitarashi? Oh, I thought it was Urube, so maybe not. Maybe I was completely wrong. I read that completely wrong, so I guess Mitarashi is the hostage now. Somehow. He wasn't used as a hostage before, but now I guess he is. Yeah, well, he did say, actually, yeah, Mitarashi did mention that they found Urube's prayer beads on the ground, so they already knew that Hogstein captured Urube, and he probably already did, so... I don't know, anyway. Is that what happened? Okay, again, I don't know. It's just interesting to me how the little differences are in the story, but I guess this time Urube wasn't used as a hostage in the game. Rather, Mitarashi found him, or at least found his previous location. But then, Hogstein, I guess, was so amused by Mitarashi finding the, previous location that he just swapped the hostages, I guess. Just captured him? Oh, he was by himself? You're such a coward. It's just... Don't human lives mean anything to you?
というわけであなたたちの出番は私です。さらに正義と名のために命を懸けて戦ってもらいます。僕たちに何をさせるつもりなんだ。その舞台スクリーンがあるでしょ。これを使ってあなたたちが空港にしか見えない仕掛けを施しちゃいます。
Yeah, that's exactly what happened last time in Shido's route. Can you do that? I could hear the grin in his voice. That meant the others would be fighting to win with no idea their opponents were actually us.
あさって仲間の命がかかった連日のサプライズ。果たして皆さんは乗り越えられますでしょうかね。
Wait, does that mean we're gonna be here for a few days? Because that won't be for at least, what, 2 more days? 'Cause they gotta do at least maybe, yeah, 1 more day, and then they're gonna be the day of will be the Colosseum, I guess, so 2 days. What are we gonna do in this room? You know, we're gonna starve to death. Leaving us with that horrible thought, the PA shut off. Silence filled the room.
なんなんだよあいつ。
I can't believe Mitarashi's been captured and Urabei was released.
とにかくぼんやりしてられないよ。外にいるみんなにこのことを伝えなきゃ。
Right. I'm gonna call Shido,
どう
huh?
したの？
My phone, it's gone. Did I drop it? Maybe when they blindfolded us.
嘘。
He quickly searched his pockets, but his own phone appeared to be missing too.
本当だ。きっとワルド部に取り上げられちゃったんだ。
Oh gosh, what should we do? We have to save Mitarashi and tell the others about the trick. No, obviously, he's not gonna let that happen. Wakasa turned to me, grim and determined.
ここから脱出しよう。流星さんのこと僕たち二人で助け出すんだ。
What?
みんなはゲームが終わったらホテルに戻るから連絡がついたとしても船から降りられない。テーマパークの中を動けるのは僕たちしかいないんだ。
He was right. Mitarashi was gonna be used as a hostage tomorrow. He had to be rescued tonight. Okay, let's do it.
まずここから出ないと。手分けして出口を探そう。
Find a way out. And then we just do a puzzle or something, you know, escape room, you know? We stood up and started searching everywhere. I think the piglets went over here. Examining the spot where I thought the piglets led through, I found a door hidden in the dark. Oh no. I mean, obviously it's locked. I rattled the knob, but it was definitely locked. I better look around some more. I turned toward the stage and spotted Wakasa expecting it. His face was focused and serious. I was suddenly reminded of yesterday morning. He said then that he wanted to prove himself, that he could be like Mitarashi. And now here he is, trying to save him. He changed himself so much already. I wasn't sure he knew how strong he was. Looks the same to me. Of course, you don't mean like physical strength, more like, I guess, mental strength. Anyway,